The opening sentence of a novel is like that first bite of a delicious meal. It sets the tone, piques your curiosity, and leaves you wanting more. It's the writer's first chance to grab the reader's attention and pull them into the world they've created. If it's bland or uninspired, the reader might just push their plate away. A strong opening line can be a promise whispered in the reader's ear, a promise of an unforgettable journey to come. Think of it like this. You're browsing a bookstore, overwhelmed by endless rows of spines. A title might catch your eye, maybe even the cover art, but it's that first line, often printed right there on the back cover, that seals the deal. It's the writer's elevator pitch, a chance to convince you, in a handful of words, that their story is worth your time. Take, for instance, the chilling opening of 1984 by George Orwell. It was a bright, cold day in April, and the clocks were striking 13. Immediately, we're placed in a world that's both familiar and unsettling. These iconic opening lines are carefully crafted invitations to a world brimming with possibilities. One of the most effective ways to craft a compelling opening sentence is to establish the setting. This doesn't mean you need to describe every cobblestone and window pane. A single detail, carefully chosen, can speak volumes. Think of it as painting a backdrop, a stage where your characters will play out their parts. J.R.R. Tolkien in The Hobbit masterfully sets the stage with his opening line. In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. Immediately we're transported to a world of fantasy and adventure. Similarly, Gabriel Garcia Marquez's 100 Years of Solitude begins with a sentence that's both evocative and unsettling. Many years later, as he faced the firing squad, Colonel Aureliano Buendia was to remember that distant afternoon when his father took him to discover ice. A well-crafted opening sentence can transport readers to a different time and place, evoke a specific mood, and set the tone for the entire novel. It's an opportunity to create a world that is both believable and captivating, a world that readers are eager to explore. The opening sentence can also be a powerful tool for introducing your characters. You don't need to reveal their entire life story right away. A single telling detail can be enough to pique the reader's interest and make them want to know more. Consider the opening line of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. Austen doesn't introduce us to a specific character, but she does introduce us to the society in which her characters exist. Another great example is the opening of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. We don't meet Gatsby in the first sentence, but we do meet our narrator, Nick Carraway. Introducing a character in the opening line can be done directly or indirectly. A well-placed detail can make your character feel real, relatable, and intriguing, even before their name is uttered. Perhaps the most important element of a captivating opening line is its ability to spark curiosity. You want your reader to ask questions, to wonder what's going to happen next, to feel compelled to turn the page and find out more. One of the most famous examples of this is the opening line of Charles Dickens's A Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epic of belief. It was the epic of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. Dickens bombards us with contradictions, instantly creating a sense of chaos and intrigue. Another effective way to pique curiosity is to start in the middle of the action, a technique known as in medias res. For example, Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451 begins with the line, "It was a pleasure to burn." This unexpected statement immediately grabs our attention. By raising questions and creating a sense of anticipation, you invite them to embark on a journey of discovery, eager to uncover the answers that lie ahead. The beauty of a well-crafted opening line lies in its ability to hint at the larger themes and ideas that will be explored in the novel. It's like a seed that contains the blueprint for the entire story, a promise of the intellectual and emotional journey that awaits the reader. Take, for instance, the opening line of Toni Morrison's beloved 124 was spiteful. Immediately, we're confronted with an unsettling image, a house imbued with human emotion. Similarly, Albert Camus' The Stranger begins with the line, "Mother died today," or maybe yesterday, I can't be sure. The narrator's indifference towards his own mother's death is jarring. These opening lines are not just about grabbing attention, they're about establishing a tone, introducing a theme, and inviting the reader to engage with the deeper layers of the story. A truly great opening line resonates long after the book is finished, leaving the reader with a sense of wonder and a desire to revisit its depths. Writing a captivating opening line is an art, but it's not magic. It requires careful thought, experimentation, and a willingness to revise and refine until you find the perfect combination of words. Don't be afraid to experiment with different sentence structures, voices, and perspectives. Read the opening lines of your favorite novels and analyze what makes them so effective. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach. What works for one novel might not work for another. The most important thing is to find an opening that feels true to your story and your voice. The perfect opening line is out there, waiting to be discovered.